Like, I think that's also a position that we need to kind of reconcile ourselves to as well. Like, what happens in the world is not random. It's not.
Is it deterministic?
Or it's not I wouldn't say it's not deterministic, because determinism, like, kind of negates the existence of free will, and it definitely is not that.
Take away people. Is it deterministic?
Without people,
like, take the instance of like the sun standing still on the battlefield for a day or something. What happens? Or what could have happened? For me, there's like kind of two options. So you could say like the world, physics was running normally, and God like put his finger on the scale. Or you could say he set it up from the beginning to all play out.
Stop.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like he knew at the Big Bang that at that moment in time the sun would stop moving for whatever reason, or they felt like it stopped moving. So like there's no need to actually make it a non-deterministic system because he just initiated it
from the beginning. But
then that kind of like messes with people's free will. If you have the foresight to do that.
Yeah. Well,
or foreknowledge, maybe it doesn't really. It's just Yeah,
that's that is actually a situation where it could be both.
We're just like
going way out there. But yeah, I do think I think this is an important thing to say. I don't think you can take that position without also adopting the position, and when I say that position, I'm talking back to the kid dying and all that. I don't think you can take a position of actually obeying the Lord in everything that he sets before you to do without also taking the position that, like, the character of God is that he's good, that he's faithful, that he doesn't change, that he's love.
And yeah, well, even if you agree on all that, you have to answer like the omnipotence thing.
And so, like,
because terrible things do happen.
They do.
Like the worst thing you could possibly imagine happening to a person probably has happened many times.
Yes.
Right? Over and over.
The why is the question. And I think this is where everything becomes very hazy for us. Because we have people who have free will that are affecting the world around them, that are, like, some people are actively causing terrible things to happen. We have a lack of understanding. We don't really know what's going on. So I could accidentally do something that causes something terrible to happen. We have a world that's fallen, that's not operating the way that the Lord originally designed for it to operate. So
see, and you would extend that, because I think there's many cases where there's some event that happens, which is just some combination of physical factors that ends up something horrible happens. It's really not connected with someone's agency or will in a direct sense. You're kind of extending it to, like, it's a fallen world. Therefore, you know, icicles fall on people. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's...
Because I would boil that down to just, like, physics happens, you know?
Every now and then. Now, why was it that guy?
Most of the time, physics happens.
Why was it that guy, and why did the icicle fall on him? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there is this... You do have to be comfortable with saying, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Period.
I just think for me, like, once we start getting into the realm of, like, dissecting how the world functions at the mechanism level, it becomes a little absurd. And I'm like, maybe the things that should be governing our attitude and posture and, like, heart, we're trying to, like, used to explain how the world functions, and it's just like not really working. That's like kind of my sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to feel a little like, nah, I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, it's like, as great as we think we are, we don't understand. We do not understand.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay.
It is okay.
Like, I would love to say that I sat and thought about this for hours and hours and hours, and I have discovered all of the answers. And you can buy them in my book. But that is not how it works.
Are you going to write a book too?
Maybe one day. But it would not be on this.
Yeah.
And so, like, I can't come with a rigorous thesis necessarily.
I think the most compelling things that you have to say are how you should posture your heart,
Mm-hmm.
how you should act,
Mm-hmm.
how you should relate to God.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the most concrete, like...
Yeah. And that's honestly all that the Lord has shown me, really. Like,
right.
That's the only thing that I have, like, in a sense, authority to talk about, because that's the only thing that I got from him. Everything else is just me sitting trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of what he's shown me in terms of how to walk the walk, is take a position of yes in your heart to God, do what he says to do, and know that he loves you. He really is a loving father. And everything that he does is actually for your benefit. And not just for you, but also for the benefit of everybody around you. Because there actually comes a point where you, in obedience to God, start to actually lay yourself down for the people around you.
That's where the magic really happens.
Yeah.